Today we're going to be creating a route using the Harley-Davidson Ride Planner website. Now if you've never been to the Ride Planner website, let's go ahead and go through a couple of steps to get you there. First, go to the harleydavidson.com main site. Then move over to where it says Owners. Highlight that and click on it. Then down where it says Plan Your Ride, scroll down to Ride Planner, select that. This is going to take us over to the first Ride Planner page. If you know your addresses, you can go ahead and enter them here where it says start and end. But what I like to do really is just go ahead and skip this, and I'll show you why in a second. This is going to take us to the actual Ride Planner route selection or route creation site. Now, you can create a profile, and that way when you log in, you can now save routes. You can save up to 50 saved routes or routes and keep them into your profile name. Go ahead and get rid of this window here. Okay. Now, we want to find out where we're going to start. You don't have your address, you just know you're going to start at a certain place. Today's example, we're going to be starting off at the dealership here in Houston, Texas. So what I like to do is have Google Maps running side by side my Ride Planner window. So I'm going to select Google Maps, highlight that window, and type in our dealership's name. And there it is right there. Alright, you'll notice that an address comes up. I'm going to highlight this address, just the address, right click and copy. Go back to my Ride Planner and enter that address into this window here. Right click, paste, add. Now, this gives us our selection, our starting selection. So that's one way of doing it. Another way we can do this is I can scroll into this, right click over the location, add location, and there it enters that information into that window. Let's go ahead and name this. And save it. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing for our destination. Today's example, we're going to be traveling up to the Moosehead Cafe in Crockett, Texas. It's a little cafe up in East Texas. It's a nice little biker destination. So we're going to use that as our example. Let me go back into Google Maps, clear this entry, type in Moosehead Cafe. There it is in Crockett, Texas. Select that one. Highlight the address, right click, copy, back to Ride Planner, and add location. We're going to enter that information by pasting and add. And now we have our secondary location. Let's go ahead and name it. And save. Now, Ride Planner is going to create the most efficient route to the location that you inputted into the window. So if I look over here, it's telling us that it's 115.4 miles to our destination. At speed limit, we're going to reach our destination in approximately an hour and 55 minutes. Well, that's good to know. However, we do not want to travel this pre-selected route. We want to make our route a little bit more enjoyable and stay off the major interstates. So if I scroll into this just a little bit, I'm going to show you how to move your route. If I hover over this route, you'll notice that it changes colors and the hand becomes a finger. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm just clicking on it anywhere, and a circle will appear. That is a waypoint. Now, I'm going to move this route off of the interstate, and I'm just going to drag it over here to this road right here. As I move, you can see it doing kind of weird things. So I'm going to move it over here and just let go. Okay. Now, It's moved our route off of the major interstate, and that's good. That's a good start. Now what we want to do is fine tune our route. Well, I'm going to start at the beginning. Okay, and you can scroll around here. Now, experience tells me that I do not want to take this route here because it's highly congested and has a lot of traffic signals. So, what I'm going to do first is create a waypoint, move it over here, create another waypoint, and move it to this corner here. Okay? Now, you want to zoom into these waypoints. You want to see where they're actually hitting. I actually want this waypoint just either at the intersection or a little bit beyond the intersection. Okay? Same thing with this one. This one's fine. It's a little bit beyond the turn. That's fine. Um, this is when you're looking at your GPS, your waypoints, you set, you know that they're at turns, and you know when you see a waypoint coming up, it's a turn coming up. And not only that, we want to make our GPS follow a pre-selected uh, route. So by putting these waypoints down, it'll keep us on that path. Otherwise, sometimes the GPS will want to take the faster or um, yeah, the faster or more efficient route, not the one that you want to travel down. So that's why we're going to drop these waypoints down. Okay, let me scroll back out. Alright, I know that I'm going to want to exit at this particular place here. Now, I could create that circle on here and drag it over, but here's another way of doing this. Let me scroll down into that intersection. I'm going to put my cursor over where I want the waypoint. I'm going to right click and I'm going to add a waypoint. There we go. As you notice, I was here, and then when I clicked it, it shot up there. The waypoint is actual in reality still there. You can see that little dark circle. Um, that is your actual waypoint. Even though it seems to move it down the road, it's still right there where that red dot is. Okay. Now, I want to get back onto this road here, Cypress Rose Hill, simply because I know this is going to be a more efficient way to go. I wanted to go further down just to avoid a bunch of traffic congestion at this signal, but yet I still wanted to travel on this road. So I'm going to put a waypoint here at this turn here, and I click on it here, and just to make sure that our path is going to stay on track, I'm going to put another waypoint here. Okay. Alright, now I want to travel down this road here, so let me move this over here just to kind of move the route over, and I'm going to add another waypoint right up here, right at this intersection. There's our waypoint, even though it popped over. There. Okay. Now, I don't want it to make this turn, so there, I'm going to put a waypoint at this corner here as well. Okay. Now, let's go back up to here. I'm going to slide this waypoint over. And this is why we zoom into these waypoints. I threw it off our main road. I want to move it back down to our actual road that we're going to be taking. Okay. Scroll back out. Look at my route. Alright, this is a turn that I definitely want to make. Put a waypoint down. Scroll out. And again, put another waypoint down. Alright. back down, drop another waypoint, and move on. Alright, now I know that I'm going to want to travel this road here. Okay, so let me drag a waypoint over. Okay, I also want to come up this road, so I'm going to scroll down and put a waypoint down. Alright. Add another waypoint. Alright. Now, let me show you the other reason why I like using Google Maps in conjunction with my ride planner. Let's highlight this, and you notice we have Street View over here. I'm going to click on this. This will tell me what my destination looks like. I can scroll around this, look at the intersections, look at my approach, try to figure out where I might want to park. I can zoom down this road, look around the corner, see if there's one-way streets involved, check out the backside of the place if I need to. All this information I can do with Google Maps Street View, which is very, very handy when you're creating a route to a place you've never been before. Additionally, I can also check roads out which I've never been down. So, if I wanted to go down this road here, which looks like a very small country road, which I don't know if this is a paved road, a dirt road, what it is, but I can zoom into it, click on it with Street View, and now I can tell what this road looks like. It's a paved road, it looks to be in fairly good shape. We have countryside here, we may have some curves that I want to check out. All this kind of information can be ascertained from Google Maps Street View. Okay, to get back down to the map, go back to map, click on that, and now I can see my roads. If I want to check out an intersection, let's just say I know that we're going to be coming through here and I want to look at this intersection. I can use the Street View again, and I can see exactly what this intersection looks like. Looks to have traffic signals, so if I need to make a left-hand turn with a group, at least I have the protection of a traffic signal. I can tell that I have a protected left even. And again, I can check out all aspects of the intersection. Okay, let's get out of that and back over to Ride Planner. Alright, so I pretty much have my route built. I mean, looking at it, you know, I have quite a few little waypoints in there, but it's not burdensome. If recently they had an update to the Harley-Davidson navigation system. So if you have a 2014 or 2015 Harley-Davidson navigation system, prior to this update, you could only upload either 9 waypoints or 15, depending on the model year of your Harley-Davidson. With the update, they've increased the waypoints to 100 waypoints. So that's a huge, huge improvement. So the waypoint problem should not exist with a new update. So, all right, now I'm looking at my distance and my time. It's 128.2 miles. And it should take us 2 hours and 34 minutes to get there if we travel the speed limit. Now, 2 hours and 34 minutes is quite a stretch on a motorcycle. You might need to stop and take a break. You may have motorcycles within your group that have a smaller tank, which might need to fuel up before that 128 miles. So we might want to think about creating some kind of a stop, a gas stop or a restroom break. Okay, so I'm going to look to, somewhere kind of midway through this route. Now, judging by I have a major interstate here and then I have a road going underneath it, I'm going to think maybe there might be some service stations or some kind of a stop here. Again, I can go back to Google Maps, and this is our intersection here. Use my street view. There's the interstate. Let me scroll up. I don't see anything on the right, but what's that there? It looks like a fairly large service station here with a lot of pumps. Has a big parking lot. It has a traffic signal here. So ordinarily I would like to stop on the right side to pull a group in and then get them out of it, but in this case I have a large parking lot. I have a feeder road here which I could get my group out onto this feeder road, stage up at the traffic signal. Once the traffic signal changes, then I could get my big group out without a lot of hassle from traffic coming in the opposite direction. So I think this would be a good choice for a gas and rest stop. So what I want to do is add this to my route. And let me show you how to do that. So here's my route. Here's where I want to stop at. Somewhere's in here. It looks like this building here, perhaps. So add a waypoint. Okay. Oops, that didn't work out well. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to just add it here. Add a waypoint. Change to a location. Okay. Now, that put us to number 2 right here. So I'm going to name this gas stop and save. Okay. So looking at our ride planner route, it's going to be about 73.5 miles at about an hour and a half for our gas stop. So most bikes can make 75 miles easily. The hour and a half, that might be a stretch for some people, but it's certainly not too far. Okay. Now, when you finish your gas stop, people want to know how much further to your destination. You can look down here and say, well, it's about 54.7 miles, and it's going to take us about an hour to get to our restaurant. Additionally, if you wanted to, you could call that restaurant at that point and say that you are approximately an hour away from the destination. If you have, let's just say, reservations, and you wanted to update the restaurant on your arrival time, you could actually let them know that you're approximately an hour out from your arrival. So that's a good thing to know. Okay. Now, once you've completed your route, you're satisfied with your route and the way that you have it set up, you're ready to save your ride. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is click on Save Ride. Okay. This is where you name your ride. So I want to call this Mancuso to Moosehead. Okay. Now you have some options here. You can describe your ride. You can make it a private ride or a public ride. And even Harley Davidson recommends that you keep it public. That way you can share this ride with others. You can put, like I said, some key points about the scenery if you want to. You can tell when the best time to ride it. You can put the dates that you're going to ride this particular ride, and any other notes that you would like to include. Down here you could include your profile name or just leave it anonymous as a Harley Davidson rider. I usually just leave it anonymous, and then go down here to where terms and conditions, go ahead and check that box and select save. Alright, now your ride has been saved and you're ready to upload it to your GPS. Now, if you have the Garmin GPS or the Roadtech GPS, go ahead and connect that to your computer, and you can use the GPS sync mode, or If you wish to email it, you can click on this and you can email this link to a friend, or you can email it to yourself, or whoever you want to email it to, and it creates a link that they can select, and then it will take the person that clicks on it right back to this website so they can download the route. You can upload it to Facebook or Twitter. You can print the ride out if you want to, or again, you can sync it to directly to your GPS. And let's go ahead and select GPS sync. Now, this menu should pop up. You have the automatic mode and the manual mode. If you wanted to download this as a GPX file, you can certainly do this by going into the manual mode. Export stops and waypoints as a GPX file. Save as a GPX. Your route's named. Now you can export this out to your computer and put that on your desktop or your download folder. And then you could email that out to your friends if you wanted to. The other way to do it is select the automatic mode, detect devices. This Garmin Communicator plugin will pop up probably if it's the first time. Go ahead and select yes. It's going to recognize your GPS. Now you want to export the stops and waypoints to your GPS device. Go ahead and select export. Your route should be named already. Export stops and waypoints. And that's all it takes. Export is complete. Go ahead and close. And you have just sent your route to your GPS. I hope that answers any questions that you have about creating a route in Harley-Davidson Ride Planner. And with a little practice, you should be able to create these routes fairly easily and fairly quickly. Again, I like using the Google Maps alongside of it in case I have any questions about the road conditions, what they look like, what the destination looks like, or if I need to get addresses from my destinations. Again, I hope all this helps. Thank you for watching, and have a good ride.